Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. I've got behind me the real star of the show. That's Rue. And I can't even say his name without a straight face. I love him so much. We are going to have so much fun in a very high energy. I say that in a very grounded way. High energy event here tonight, surrounded by angels and goodness. Who just saw 111 is the number of people here. I know there will be at least 5 times that, maybe much more than that here this evening. So much goodness that I want to talk with you about syncing with the energy of this time of year and helping launch you forward, whatever that may mean in your life. With that said, a big shout out to my entire dream team. We've got Carol, we've got Aya, we've got Ann, we've got Susan. We've probably got more members of our dream team here tonight. How does it get any better than this? And I must say, to me, there's one word. Let's put it this way. There is one word that I Google online now. I don't watch the news, what I call negative, worthless stimulation. But the one word that I have been Googling now more than ever is peace. Because I am looking for peace in this world. I am sending out, radiating out love and peace wherever it is needed. And I want to challenge you to do the same thing. So when I Googled peace last night, I got that there is a 2-month ceasefire in Yemen. How does it get any better than this? And now what I am hopeful for is that we can have peace other places in the world. And certainly as of origin, Ukrainian Jew and a Russian Jew, I want peace there now more than ever because that affects the entire planet. And so if you'll take just a moment with me, I want us to send love and peace to Ukraine, to Russia, to the leaders, to those that we disagree with the most, whether it's in that part of the world or any part of the world. How much can we infuse the world with peace and love right now while it's needed most? So let me have you put your hands on your heart for just a moment. Maybe breathe in light, send out love. Breathe in light, send out love. Breathe in light and send out love, and put in your hearts to send out love to those you are personally most challenged with, or that you disagree with the most, or that you are most worried or concerned about. Fill their hearts with love, because when there is love on people's hearts, then there is no need for guns. So we send love, we send love, we send love. So, with that said, we're going to go into syncing with the energy of this time of year. What's really interesting is how the timing of this event came about. And it is April 4th as we're recording this, April 4th at 8:44. So we got a lot of fours in there, 444, meaning that our angels are with us. It was April 2nd, 2006. That was 16 years ago, my sweet 16, when I had my first NDE. And that has everything to do with what we're talking about here tonight, because we're talking about shifting to a different energy, shifting or tuning to a different station, if you will, tuning into something else. And my notes, I've got to zoom them in here. April 2nd, 2006, I was sponsored by Rollerblade. I was training for world record skate across the country to help people with learning disabilities and attention deficit disorder, 4,000 miles in 40 days. I'd just been praying for safety and guidance after a training session and ended up on my skate back home, having a father and a baby step out onto a bike path just before me. I was going slow. I had a great brake sponsor, but I still had to throw myself up and backwards to stop myself from hitting the baby. Imagine someone walking a little baby in front of you. I exploded countless, well, you can count them, a lot of bones on impact. And I had an experience so profound, I still can't come up with the words for it today. I used to go back to this spot 16 years ago. I used to go back to the spot, put my hand on the tree next to where it happened, and just give thanks and pray because in that moment, my whole life changed. There's a term called satori, and that means an instant awakening. In that moment, I was filled with such love, such understanding, and I had a moment of instant awakening. Doesn't mean that I'm any better than anybody else, certainly not. But it does mean that in that moment, I became a mystic, however we want to define that. And I'm going to encourage you to join my School of Mystics here this evening because we have such a special month coming up. You're actually a mystic in training. I call it a MIT, M-I-T. You're a mystic in training. When you're sensitive, when you feel people's energy, when you feel extra sensitive, when you're told you need to grow a thicker skin, it means you're actually a mystic in training. Well, that day, as I hit the deck, I graduated. I graduated perhaps from a mystic in training to a mystic. I gained deeper understandings of the world. Understandings I'm still unpacking today. You have these understandings in you as well. We're going to talk about a bunch of them tonight. I'm going to invite you to my School of Mystics, really your School of Mystics, so that you can unpack a lot of them as well. To me, this time of year is sacred. For me, it was my life starting over again. 16 years ago, I hit zero. I was not use the term born again, but I was certainly reborn. It was a new me. The one who existed before died on the bike path that day, and a new me came back, new and improved. I like me. I love me. I hope you like you and love you as well. I was even more sensitive to the energies around me. I know if you're watching me here today, you are incredibly sensitive too. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. I don't ever want you to change. I don't ever want you to get thicker skin. I don't ever want you to become less sensitive. That sensitivity is your superpower. Trust me, it's your superpower. It's going to help you, quite literally, to help change the world. No, you don't have to go fly who knows where to do who knows what. But when you learn how to tune in to the energies around you, you become an alchemist. You take the energies around you, you bring them in inside you, kind of like a samurai. You get grounded, you get centered, and you use that energy as a superhero. That's what you are. You use that energy to help change the world. So, what we're talking about today, and I'm going to keep on promoting the School of Mystics because it is so important. I want everybody to embrace their mystic nature because you're a light worker. What does that mean? If you're energetically sensitive, it means that you have the ability to flip the switch in you and become all powerful with that energy and beam light forward to help shine the way for others. You are a wayfarer. You are a light holder. You are a light worker. I know you are. So now let's bring it to this time of year, and we'll bring it back to School of Mystics, but let's bring it to this time of year. Have you felt the energy outside? If you're in the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, things are drawing more inward. But if you're in the northern hemisphere, what's happening right now is we are beginning to vibrate at a higher level. Why? Springtime is here. Not just springtime on the clock, but you can feel it. I know you can. There's this urge to get outside. There's this urge to mingle. There's this urge to, wow, do so many beautiful things, sort of like flowers erupting out of the ground this time of the year. Why? You can feel it. You can feel it in your chair. When we spoke just a few short weeks ago, there was a feeling of exhaustion, wasn't there? A feeling of, I'm so overwhelmed. But that feeling is shifting and shifting radically. Why? Because once the earth passes equinox, there is this curve of energy that's taking place. It's taking place on the earth, it's taking place in the water, it's taking place inside of you, because you are actually a walking, talking expression of earth. You're a walking, talking expression of earth. Every single cell in your being comes out of the earth. For that matter, you're a walking, talking expression of the sun as well. Every single atom in your beingness was once a part of the sun. How is that for a mind blower? You are literally the sun. You are literally the earth. And when the energies of Mama Earth and Papa Sun, so to speak, or Papa Earth, Mama Sun, however you want to call it, at a higher level, there is no sex, there is everything. Since you are them and they are you, once we pass equinox, you, my friend, are a rocket ship, and you're a rocket ship of goodness. You're a rocket ship of goodness. So, what does this mean? It means, first off, we get to train you how to become the mystic that you were meant to be. And I'm going to get to that in one more second. Secondly, it means we get to learn how to align with this energy that is all around us during this time so that you can do good, great, and special things. What's the good, great, or special things? There may be a project that you've wanted to do. Maybe it's an inner project or an outer project or building something or starting a business or repairing a relationship or doing something creative. Thank you so much, Vicky. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, Vicky. How does it get any better than this for your kind donation? This time of year, you can harness the energies that are out there, and almost whatever you plant in the ground will grow. So, why am I pushing so hard, gently, lovingly, for you to become a mystic, for you to join the School of Mystics at this time? Why? Well, I look at it this way. I look at becoming a mystic as a superhero's journey. And I'm going to play with Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man is kind of this nerdy, almost wimpy, super sensitive kid. Hello, that's familiar. Super sensitive, hypersensitive, thin skin. People kicking dirt on him, so to speak. I remember looking at comic books as a kid, and there were on the back of these comic books were advertisements for Joe Weider protein drink. And it showed a big muscle guy on the beach kicking sand on this kid until he took his superhero drink, and then he became buff as well. That buffness, that buffnosity is our mystic superpowers in latency. What do you mean? I'm saying that we hypersensitive ones, empathic ones, thin-skinned ones, super sensitive ones, we have the real superhero superpowers. They're just waiting to come out. Your sensitivity is your gift. Now, instead of being bit by a spider and all of a sudden growing superpowers, but he remained super sensitive. Those sensitivity allowed him to hear things more clearly, to see things more clearly, to know things with a greater understanding. Instead of being bit by a spider or taking a, excuse me, a major tumble and exploding bones on the inside, not exactly recommended. You learn how to become a mystic and bring out the powers within you, and you become a superhero. I'm talking mystic training is superhero training. Why? Because frequency matters. What we're talking about tonight, harnessing the energy of the spring, is about harnessing the energy of the frequency of the earth, of the sun, everything around you, and raising you up to a higher level. Becoming a mystic is exactly the same thing on an even greater scale. Why? Energy is contagious. If you were to watch the news, if you were to go on social media, if you were to go to wherever, you find yourself syncing up, being in resonant frequency with whatever you're reading. Let me repeat that. Whatever you watch, you get in resonant frequency and vibration with. Which means if you're going to check in the news, maybe you want to Google the word peace or the word love. Get in and get out, or you get down. Very, very serious. Your vibration gets affected by everything you ingest, and not just in your mouth, but with your eyes, with your ears, with everything, because you're so sensitive. However, because you're so sensitive, once we learn how to surf the energies that are out there, have you firmly planted in this world and on the other side of the veil. That's what a mystic is. A mystic sees without eyes, hears without ears, knows without thought, because you are living on both sides of the veil. Once you learn how to do this, you become all powerful, a creator and an alchemist. You'll feel the energies. You can shift them inside of you, and you can use them to raise your vibration and send out positive energy all around you, instead of being infected and affected by everyone and everything around you. You become the cause and effect for everyone else. If I get your vibration up by turning you into the mystic you were always meant to be, you're sensitive. That's because you were meant to be a mystic. If I do that, you become all powerful because you become contagious. Your energy goes up. The person next to you's energy goes up. The person next to them's energy goes up, all because of you. That's why I'm encouraging you to become a mystic, to join our School of Mystics. With that said, this time of the year is incredibly important for you. This time of year is incredibly important for you. Why? Because anything you plant right now grows. So many people, this may be you, this was certainly me, come out of winter feeling, I'm stuck. I don't know where to turn. I don't know how to get the energy going. I'm stuck. I don't know where to turn. I don't know how to get the energy going. That is the energy of winter. In fact, why do New Year's resolutions fail? It's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's not because you weren't serious about them. Rue, do you need some more treats? Why do New Year's resolutions fail, Rue? You know what Rue says? He says, here you go, treat. He says it was the wrong time of the year. Oh, you've got some hemp seeds as a treat down there. It was the wrong time of the year. The winter is when we draw inwards. Here you go, Rue. The winter is when we draw inwards. It is not the time to draw outwards. And so we were trying to fight against ourselves and fight against our nature and the nature of the planet. We talk a lot about angels and guides. And I've been encouraged to open up the terminology. We talk a lot about your inner power and your inner wisdom. whether that comes from spirit, source, angels, guides, whatever we want to call it. In the winter of our soul, all around us, our angels, our guides draw us inward for our inner lessons, sort of like a tree that has lost all of its leaves. What is a tree doing when it's lost all of its leaves? Is it just standing there weathering the winter? No. Its roots are busy like a duck treading water under the surface. The roots of the tree are taking in all of the moisture it can to be ready for the springtime ahead. It's doing the work on the inside. Up until now, your angels and guides have supported you to do the work on the inside. Now, the energy has shifted and they're saying you're ready. All of a sudden, your angels and guides are lined up around you, helping lift you as if their wings are literally pulling you up out of the mud, up out of the muck, up out of the snow and the mire to help you do just about anything. Now, the original title we wanted to call this show is Angels Implore You. Implore you. In a sense, the angels are begging you. They're saying, now's the time. Now's the time. Sorry, very excited about this. Now is the time where if you have a dream, a wish, a hope, or desire on your heart, to declare it to the universe. In essence, think of it this way. In the winter, it's as if you have a seed. It's if you are a seed. And in the wintertime, what do we do with a seed? We protect it. We stock it away. We make sure it doesn't get injured or damaged so that it can grow in springtime ahead. We want to make sure it doesn't rot or freeze or come apart until the spring thaw. In other words, the winter was a time of protection, not a time to thrive and grow. Well, guess what? Now's the time to thrive and grow. Now's the time where the seed can dream of being a mighty oak. We go from survival to a new word, thrival. And so you can literally put your hands on your heart. And I encourage you to do this moment. I know we've talked a lot about merging with the energy of the angels, merging with all sorts of beautiful energies. Now we're going to do something similar. I want you to put your hands on your heart. And I want you to repeat with me. I merge with the energy of spring. I merge with the energy of spring. I merge with the energy of spring. So, what we're doing when we say I merge with the energy of spring is we're getting in harmony with the greatest energy you can. What do you mean harmony? If you've heard people singing together and they're in sync and the sum is greater than the individual souls, what you are hearing is a harmony. It is this harmony that blooms flowers. It is this harmony that grows trees. It is this harmony that turns seeds and saplings into mighty oaks. It is this harmony that loves and supports you and wants to help you to grow in any way you want. This is the time to be, can't believe I'm going to say this, selfish. This is the time to be selfish. Why is that? Oh, Virginia, thank you so much. 1111. How does it get any better than this, Virginia? How does it get any better than this? Selfishness, as Virginia just demonstrated, is about doing something that makes you feel good. Now, Virginia, I feel amazing because of that. Thank you so, so much. I'm sure you feel great as well. It's about doing whatever lights you up. Again, you're a superhero. You're a Spider-Man. You're a Spider-Woman. You are a mystic. Your energy matters way more than you could. Wow. Way more than you can realize. If we have you do what's fun, if you do what's loving to you, if we do what heals and is on your heart, your energy changes and so does everyone around you. So your angels are imploring you, take steps forward, be brave, be bold, be brazen, and understand that they are here to love and support you. This is not just called the season of love. There's a reason for this. And it's not just the little ducklings we're about to see outside, or the little goslings, or the little chickadees, although there's a reason they come about in springtime. There's a reason we had desire to procreate and to create in the spring. It's because of this brilliant energy. It's a time of nurturing, of love, of excitement, truly a time of get her done. And so we check in and feel what's on our heart. And that's where we begin to play. As the days grow lighter, brighter, and warmer, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, it becomes ridiculously easy, relatively, for things to grow. You throw a seed on the ground in the winter, it freezes. But you throw a seed in the ground in spring. Now, last year when we were talking to you, if you were a member of the Inspire Nation family last year, Jessica and I wintered by Joshua Tree, California. The front lawn was a desert of sand. However, we put out seeds for the birds, for the chipmunks, for the squirrels. And guess what? Even with no water and a record drought, things began to grow in the desert. And I love those little plants and the roadrunners. And I do miss the roadrunners. Of course, animals came and flocked to us, and we had 2 baby roadrunners that were born of mama who we fed, and it was BB1 and BB2. Cutest little roadrunners, and would come to us and be like, they were so cute. Okay. What does this energy mean for you? It means we get to dust off your heartstrings. What are heartstrings? They're musical instruments of the angels and the universe, and they are attached from the heavens to your heart. Heartstrings are musical instruments from the heavens. Musical instruments. Picture these strings that play angelic notes that come down from the angels in the universe right into your heart. And these heartstrings allow you to play a very special sacred chord. Now, if you've ever had an NDE where there was music, or you've ever had a dream that felt more real than real, or a vision where you heard music, or some sort of ecstatic experience where you heard ethereal music, that music was real. It came from the heavens. It's connected directly to your heart. It is the chorus of the universe. It is real and it is in you. This music, this chord is in you. Jill Mitchell, how does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Jill. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, everyone, for your kind donations. And so much love, Jill. So, so much love your way. These chords are attached to your heart, along with hopes and dreams of the universe. Hopes and dreams far bigger than your egoic mind could almost ever imagine. And yet they're real. Will, you're hiding off camera there. Do you want to be more in camera, or do you need down for a few minutes? Up to you. You're looking like you might need down. I may have mentioned last week, a couple weeks ago, he had a slight wipeout on a chair where he got a little too excited up behind me, and he got, I don't know if it was a bruise to his foot or something. He was fine after a few days. But now I tend to take him down from here if he wants down, instead of having him jump onto the hard floor. He is right behind you, Roo. He is a very, very big rooster. Because of that, he's he's the biggest I've ever heard of. But online, I saw something about roosters. Oh, don't tell him. Twice as big as him. But that was a very, very special breed. But he doesn't fly as well as perhaps the lighter roosters. So I will get him down if he needs that. All right. We have these strings. These strings are real. These strings are played in the spring, and they won't leave us alone. In the winter, our job is to dive inwards, understand the springs if we desire, but not to play with them. But in the spring, our job is to dust off these strings and to play them with everything we've got. These are spring strings. Yes, hard strings of the spring. Spring. I knew I would flip this. Spring strings. And they did not come from you. I want to be perfectly clear about this. Your spring strings get to be played because they did not come from you. They come from, he seems to be looking upwards, from the heavens. No. I'm not going to have you jump up on the table. I'm not going to have you jump up on the table. Because if you jump up on the table, then I've got more rooster in front of me than I can handle while I'm on camera. Isn't that right, good boy? Isn't that right? Oh, I've got to have some boundaries here. So, our spring strings are fiber optic cables from our true self on the other side of the veil. What do you need, good boy? He's making sounds like he wants something. My job is to determine what it is that he needs right now. Are you good boy? Okay, I think he's good now. I brought up his stuffed animals so that, what do we call his stuffies, so that he has his companions up on the table with him. Thank you so much, Donna Martins, for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? And thank you so much, Sweetheart 11, for your kind donations and seeds of love. How does it get any better than this? We're plugged into ourselves on the other side. And ourselves on the other side is speaking to us. On the other side, our true selves are speaking to us. They are helping us, guiding us, telling us what we get to play with this time. In other words, they're filling us up with incredible goodness and energy to step forward, and they're giving us the courage to step forward into our soul contract, into our greatest self, into who we are capable of being. Michael, what does being selfish have to do with who we're capable of being? Don't believe for a moment that anything that you have the urge to do that's this grand, beautiful thing came from you here on earth. It came from you on the other side to encourage you to step forward. And this time of year, you have more energy than ever coming from the other side of the veil to help you to do just that. So, for myself, I have this incredible urge to be writing more than ever, and an incredible urge to get a second show going that I've been wanting for the better part of the year, actually a couple of years, and been playing with and trying out different things and seeing what would work. And there is this unmistakable pull on my heart saying, if not now, then when? Now, the thinking mind goes, dude, you are 1 month and 3 days from the expected birth date approximately of baby Hana. You want to start something new now? Dude, you've got this going on. You've got the other thing going on. You want to start this now? Dude. The thinking mind says, now is not the time. It goes beyond the egoic mind. Now is not the time is your egoic mind, which will give you a list, a litany of excuses or reasons, very well intentioned though they may be, why you can't do this, whatever this is in your heart. And even if you don't feel you have something in your heart, lean into it. I know it's in there. You know it's in there. Your ego will give you a litany of reasons of why you can't do it. And yet, there is a chorus of angels all around you, singing to you at this very moment, saying, you can do this. There's your higher self on the other side of the veil. It's why I want to teach you how to become a mystic. When you're a mystic, you're living both here and here at the same time. That's where the real fun begins, because you can weather the storms of life more easily, because you're not just stuck in this world, but you're playing in that world too. That's where I like to reside, because that's where the real juice is at. Doesn't mean life's not challenging, but you handle it from a higher level. So right now, your angels and guides are supporting you. Your higher self is supporting you. There is this music coming to you, being played on your spring strings in your heart. But we have a choice. We can either choose to listen and play these strings, choose to listen and play these strings, or, in the words of any good 5-year-old out there, na 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 po po. Maybe that's more of a 2-year-old. Or maybe nobody says that anymore. Na 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 poo poo. Can't believe I'm saying that for a YouTube live event with you. One more time. Na 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 poo poo. We can ignore it and stop living. In fact, if you watch the news, the negative worthless stimulation, if you spend much time in social media, you decide you want to stop living because you're vibrating at that lower frequency. So glad you're here tonight. I hope and pray with all of the angels and guides surrounding you, surrounding me at this moment. I am helping you, bring you up to a higher frequency where you can step forward. Thank you, Eve Spear, for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, Cheryl Gray, for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? Oh my God. Thank you, Red Cupid Bowlips, for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? And lots of love and a million sunshine smiles right back your way as well. You can't ignore these spring strings and not just live the life you've been living, but wow, my Massachusetts in me started to come out there living. You can live the life you've been living or less. Society today wants to make us out of zombies. Look at the movies. Look at the grayness everywhere. You can choose not to play the spring strings and go into this gray mind, gray state. But when you do that, you don't feel just crappy. You feel depressed. When you ignore the impulse that's within you, it tears you apart. And the only way you and I can handle it is to throttle back our energy so that we don't feel things as much. You're an empath. You're a mystic in training. You are a master of energy in the making. And so the only way you can handle it when you don't lean forward into your heart is to dim your light and feel depressed. Between you and me, I've watched the last couple weeks as my creative projects that I've wanted to start, I've put off on the sideline. And I've watched that D word energy, try and come in. Why? Because I wasn't choosing to play the heartstrings or to play my spring strings. When you don't honor your spring strings, you feel depressed. Why? The energy of spring is not coming from you. It's coming from your higher self. So when you do not play your spring strings, you're shutting off your life force, your chi. You are squashing the desire to build, to get going, or to procreate. So this is the challenge you've been feeling. There's a desire to withdraw right now, a desire to pull back, a desire to say, I don't know what to do. It's not me. This desire to withdraw comes at the same time when your higher self is encouraging and challenging you to grow, to expand, to live at an even higher level. Rue, did you just hop onto the couch, my boy? If he takes a nap, he can stay. If he starts dancing the Margarita, then I got to get him back on the couch. What you gonna do, Rue? We shall see. We shall see. Stay tuned and find out what the Roo is up to coming to a station near you. All right. So you've got this inner conflict inside of you. One that says withdraw and go small. One that says and grow and expand and be large. It is very important during this time of the year that you find a way to grow. Find a way to grow. This puts you in alignment with your higher self. What's your higher self? All right, let's give the briefest explanation. The you, the me that I see right here, there is me. Or the Rue that we see behind us. There is Rue who is here, right, Rue? There you go, good boy. There is Rue who is here. There. That appears to be all that there is of Rue. That's just a fractional amount of Ru. For Ru is infinite. Ru is the divine. So are you. So are me. Which means that what you're seeing is one element of Ru, but there is a larger element of Ru that is on the other side of the veil, outside of time, outside of space, that is everywhere at the same moment. Everywhere. Which is why if you have a loved one that's passed on, I encourage you, do things like learn automatic writing because you can communicate with you. The loved one, your loved one has not gone. Your loved one is always by your side. You too are not just existing here. Just like Ru, you are existing everywhere in time and space at the same time. There is no time on the other side of the veil. You have never left. Once you understand that, you understand that you can hook on. That's what becoming a mystic is about. You can hook and latch onto that energy anytime you want. And especially now, this is the time where if you're brave, things come easier to you. During springtime, almost everything is easier, except perhaps maybe winter sports. So there is a reason for us. We've been gifted with baby Hannah coming mid-spring, and May 7th is her expected due date. There, or something even better for our highest good and the highest good of all, or something better. Baby Hannah is due mid-spring, and it's not by accident. It's because things are easier this time of year. Yes, more sunlight, more energy, more warmth. You have a fuel right now. You can feel it inside of you. There's a fuel inside of you to help you overcome small mountains. So here's the challenge. What are these mountains? And more in particular, what do you want to do? Or what in the world are these heartstrings? That's a big part of what we're going to be working on this month in the School of Mystics is uncovering the strings, uncovering or clearing the energetic pathways, making it easier to step forward. So until this time of year, we felt stuck, we felt gunk, we felt say that 10 times. We felt gunk, we felt junk, we felt stuck. But now we get to link to something greater than ourselves. We get to link to the energy of the angels and our higher self that have been whispering in our ears, which means if you do one thing tonight, sign up for the School of Mystics. If you do a second thing tonight, flap these wings and begin listening to Spirit. Did you know you can get answers to your questions in your dreams? I had the craziest dream last week. In fact, I have a dream interpreter on the show tomorrow. How does it get any better than this? I had a dream last week because I've been having a lot of heavy dreams lately. I know you're energetically sensitive. You've been having a lot of heavy dreams lately too, because of the field of energy around us, because of what's going on in Ukraine and Russia and Yemen and elsewhere around the world and COVID. Our subconscious is working to process all of this for all of humanity. Because again, your job, what you signed up for, is to help elevate consciousness, not as hard work. But as your energy goes up, you help everyone else's goes up. As everybody else's energy is down, you're helping to heal their energies. Becoming a mystic is about becoming more conscious and aware. But it means your dreams, like my dreams, may have been kind of funky lately because we process emotions in the night of ourselves and of the planet and help heal the planet. So last week, I asked for lighter dreams. I asked for some more fun dreams so that I would wake up feeling more energized to be able to do the work that I'm called to do. I think it was about a week ago, and maybe it was the day after I did last week's YouTube Live. I woke up in the morning grinning from ear to ear. Rue, did you just drop something? Oh, you did. It's Susie Q. You want Susie Q back? There's Susie Q. Here you go. There's Susie Q. He has Susie Q and Henrietta. I won't even go there. I wake up in the morning grinning ear to ear. I had just had a dream. I have lots of dreams of being able to swim underwater without having to breathe. It's kind of cool. That's like instead of flying around, zipping around like Neo or Superman, I tend to swim underwater without having to breathe or being able to breathe underwater. I ended up swimming face to face with a great white shark. Now, a smaller great white shark, but a great white nonetheless. And this great white shark, after I had asked for dreams to be fun, this great white shark turns its nose to me, turned its head kind of all the way around, and opened up. You could see its sharp teeth, but it closed its mouth. What did it want? A chin scratch. And so I'm here scratching the chin of a great white. It rolls over. It's got its fins out like this. It's getting a belly scratch for me. And then it didn't bite my arm. It's playing with me like a little puppy. And I wake up so excited about playing with this great white shark like a little puppy. Such a healing and energizing dream. Why am I telling you this? Because if you say right now, I don't know where to go, I don't know what's pulling on my heart, of course, come to the School of Mystics. Of course, we're going to help you in all of these ways. On top of that, put it out there in your dreams. Angels and guides, please help me tonight to feel what's pulling on my heart. Please help me discover my heartstrings or my spring strings. Please help me to be brave enough, courageous enough to admit what these strings are to myself. Truth be told, chances are you know what these strings are, but you're not courageous enough until now. Please sync with my energy, sync with the energy of the angels, sync with the energy of your higher self. You on the other side of the veil, you that is infinite, you that is eternal, you that is everywhere, that sent you here on a mission of love. Yes, you were sent here on a mission of love. That's your mission, to love yourself, to raise your vibration, and to help raise everybody else's vibration as well. That's how we shift this planet. That's your job. You're a light worker. That's my job. But we do it by playing. We do it by fun. We do it through childlike joy. But that requires an element of untraining, and it requires an element of courage. So go to your angels, go to your guides, and ask them for help to give you a boost. In fact, at first I thought about entitling the show tonight, Get a Boost This Spring from Your Angels. That's what the angels are doing through me at this moment. Giving you a boost, helping you rise up, helping you to overcome fear, helping you to step forward into your dreams. That's my job. It's your job to play with this energy. Oh my God, Brenda, how does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Brenda. Yes. Woohoo. How does it get any better than this? Here's to being unstuck. Ask your angels for help right now. Go to sleep tonight and ask them. Wake up in the morning and ask them. When you shower, rub-a-dub-dub. Go to your angels. Put it out there and put it out there to your higher self, and they will give you answers this time of year. Understand, you are not alone. Yes, you have me by your side. If you join the School of Mystics, you have this entire amazing family of mystics in training by your side. It's pretty awesome. And people will type in the chat room how awesome it is. Share however you feel in class. I love you guys. You also have a collective team queuing up to help you in more ways than you can imagine. This is the same team that in winter helps draw you inward. Now it's helping you to expand and grow. You have your higher self. You have your guardian angels. You have countless angels on both sides of the veils waiting to help you out. You have guides, you have elders, you have loved ones, you have animals, you have spirits, all waiting to support you. All waiting and wanting to support you. It's simply your job to step forward into this energy. Step forward into the energy of spring and make a declaration. The last thing I've got tonight, then we're going to go into a Q&A. I want you to make a declaration. This is what I want. This is what I want. Maybe it's simply to feel better. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's to discover what you want to do. A step forward on your path or journey. Maybe it's to build something incredible. Maybe it's to step out on your own. Maybe it's to start an incredible relationship. Maybe it's to work on your health. Maybe it's to connect with Spirit of the Divine on an completely new level. Whatever it is for you, this is what I want. This is a huge piece, too, of what we'll be working on in the School of Mystics. It's important to know what you want in order to grow it. It's important to know what you want in order to grow it. In other words, you can be the best marksman out there. I am so good, not me personally, I am so good with a bow and arrow. That's great. What's your target? I don't have one. How are you going to hit it? This doesn't mean you're any less than if you don't have a target. That's what winter was, being targetless. Now let's harness the power of the spring individually and as a collective and come up what that target is. Certainly, will help you in School of Mystics get there. Certainly, you can go take long walks and talks in nature, talk to the trees, hug the trees. Finally, it's becoming PC to hug a tree rather than a bad thing. Hug a tree, get to know a tree. And the Northwest, I'm hearing from our dream team member, Lauren, it's time to go for barefoot walks again and connect to the earth. But I want you to plug in and to listen at the highest level you can for your highest good and the highest good of all, certainly, or something better. So with that said, I'm going to take a sip of water. We're going to dive into some questions. Be sure to stay tuned for an energizing angel surrounded by the angels meditation just before the end. So he's napping. He's napping. What I found is what he likes to do for these events is usually he naps facing me. But because I have all of my focus here, and his job in his world is, in his heartstring, is to protect his flock. I am his flock. His stuffies behind me are his flock. And so he sits facing the other direction so that he can keep an eye on the perimeter and protect his flock. How does it get any better than this? Hold on. All right, so let's go to questions. Robin, I understand how ego's main job is to keep us safe and it wants what it wants whenever, no matter what circumstance. Is our spirit the same, just on a higher level? No. It's a brilliant question, Robin. So the ego's job is to keep us safe and to keep us in a predictable place. Predictable place means if ego could chain us to a chair to keep us safe, ego would do so. That helps protect us in a sense biologically. Although if we don't go outside to get food, we could have another issue. And ego's not so concerned about that. It will take predictability at all costs, which is why, for instance, if you're in an abusive relationship, you may choose, and I've been there very long time ago, but admittedly, I have been there. You may choose to stay in that relationship even where you continue to get abused, because predictability to the ego equals safety. Our higher self, not so concerned about safety. It's concerned about us fulfilling our soul contract, which always has to do with learning, expansion, and growth. In other words, always spiraling upwards. What does this mean? It means it's not going to put you in danger. It's not going to say, walk off the edge of a cliff or a bridge or something like that. That's not what your spirit or higher self is about. But it's going to want you to live fully, to put yourself out there, to experience challenge and the opportunity for growth, because your soul contract has in it that you are going to experience certain key life events. Let's go back to Spider-Man. Certain key heroic elements in your journey in order to learn and grow. This is the arc of humanity. We, at this point in our evolution, learn through challenge. Ego wants to avoid challenge at all costs. Higher self wants us to experience a modicum, a certain amount of challenge to help us to grow. The higher self isn't trying to beat on us. It isn't trying to hurt us. It isn't here to set us up. Most of the time, there are certain challenges that we get to experience, certainly for our highest good, but it wants us to give us opportunities to step forward bravely. Jackie, thank you so much for your kind donation, 999. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Heen, thank you for your for your kind donation as well. Anonymous. What if our previous life just before this current end one ended suddenly and violently, and we just dropped right into this life right away without any life review meeting decisions? I have not, I do not know everything by any stretch of the imagination, but I have not heard of this anonymous. I have heard of people being stuck between lives until they were able to get back into the light, of which everyone, from my understanding, minus I had somebody on the show recently talking with me about one individual, Hitler, who was not able to climb back into the light, but everybody else over time has been. I cannot corroborate this. But from everything I've heard, seen, or understood, we all go back to the other side so that we can process. And then we all choose what's going to occur in this lifetime. Now, let's address this a little bit further. What if our life ended suddenly and violently, and we ended up what appeared to be right back here? I believe still we had a review when we came back, and then we met with a council of elders before we came here. But there may have been an unresolved issue, and we still get to face that issue. Now, we can call that karma, and that karma gets to be dealt with. But it's not like I have bad karma and my life is awful. What it means is there's something we get to learn from. So what I'm doing, Anonymous, is I'm taking you from playing the role of a victim, because to say I had a bad last life, a terrible last life, and I've seen a few of my past lives, and I've seen me get killed, which is pretty freaky. To say I am a victim and I come back here, my story is that I didn't get to go back up there, I didn't get to process, and so I'm a victim again. That's not how the universe operates. The universe operates only in victimhood if we choose to be in victimhood. In fact, the energy of spring is about stepping forward out of victimhood. It is about stepping forward into your magnanimous power. What does this mean? It means you've been given an opportunity. That's what karma is, an opportunity to make different decisions this time around. Look at what scares you most. This goes for everyone. Look at what scares you most. Look at the direction you dare not look in. Call in all your angels and guides. You don't have to do this alone. You do not have to do this alone. But the very thing that repels you is the very thing you get to look toward. The poison is the antidote. The poison is the cure. Not meaning we have to do something where we're going to be treated violently again. But it means we get to call in all of this cosmic assistance and to make new decisions by leaning in, by leaning forward, by taking the hero's journey, by taking the brave path. I want everyone tonight, when you leave here, to understand, if nothing else, one key thing. I promise you, you are not a victim if you choose to be otherwise. You can look at any life story. You can look at my life story. I've got all these titanium parts in me. I got kissed by an SUV when on my bicycle this fall. We lost one of our twins in utero a few months ago. I could say, poor me, and I love you, Miraku. Poor me, woe is me. Poor me, woe is me. I'm not making light of this. Please understand, I'm not making light of this. But I can say the very things that will disempower me. I can create a story of how my higher self is torturing me, about how I'm stuck in this endless loop of bad karma, about how whatever took place hasn't been healed or cured. And so I'm destined to repeat negative thing after negative thing, hurt after hurt, pain after pain. Or I can choose to empower myself and take on a different story. I can put on that Spidey, is it a Spidey cape? No, Spidey uniform, different superhero, has a cape. I can put on my uniform, or I can put on my cape and I can say, wow, this is awesome. This hurts like hell. But I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to expand from this. I'm going to see how even this or even a terrible past life is here to serve me, and I'm going to rock it. And most importantly, I don't have to do any of this alone. I can call in angels. I can call in guides. I can call in energy. I can call in Akashic Masters. I can call in whatever I want to call in it. Giant cheeseburger in the sky. But I am not alone. And I can find like minded souls because I'm not alone. And then I will step forward into my power. I know you can do it. And that's what I want you to do. And I'm referring to you, Anonymous, and I'm referring to you, and I'm referring to you. I'm even referring to Junior there behind me. We can all step forward into our power. Nutois, how are you? Illinois, thank you for correcting that. And I read something earlier tonight about you have a kitty and kitty is doing well or kitty is doing better. Did I get that right? Illinois, New Troy? Am I New Troy? Illinois, New Troy. Maybe. New Troy, you're going to have to help me with this one. How can I explain angelic energies to someone who is agnostic to their existence? It's a brilliant question. There's a big part of me that wants to say you can't. And I'm checking in and I'm seeing if there's anything else I can say. Frequency. If you can help them to understand that they are energy, and that's a huge stretch. But for instance, if we go to the world of quantum mechanics, if we go to that world of physics, the observer affects the outcome. Your energy affects other things. If we can help them to understand that they are energy, then they may be open that there are more energies out there than what we can simply see or feel. That is a starting place. With that said, one key place we can go is, have they ever had synchronicities or coincidences that seemed too real to just be coincidences? In other words, we have all had these experiences, New Troy. We have all had these I'm going to still work on your name. Lots of love. We have all had these inexplicable experiences. If we start to log them, then that which we believe to be merely happenstance starts to become a preponderance of the evidence. That may be where to play. With that said, the most that you can do is keep your energy going up and up and up until they may choose to come along for the ride as well. Shine your light as bright as you can. Do not dim it for anyone. And thank you, Illinois. Thank you, New Troy, for all of everyone here. New Troy, I've seen you incredibly active, so many other people as well, for all of your activity in the chat and for holding space for everyone. So, so much love. Frida, everyone I'm surrounded by right now seems to be distancing themselves from me. I don't think I'm acting any differently, but something is going on. Any ideas? Frida, shine your light extra bright. A. B. Ask yourself the hard questions. I like going into automatic writing, and certainly automaticwriting.com. Learn automatic writing, communicate with your angels and guides, ask the questions to the other side of the veil, but ask yourself as well, Frida. I don't mean ask yourself on an intellectual level. I mean, go walk and talk with the trees and ask yourself. Ask yourself before you go to sleep at night. Ask your angels and guides to help you. Ask when you're in the bathtub. Ask when you're doing any journaling. Is there something I'm doing or not doing that is chasing people away? Understand, I don't necessarily know whether this is something you're doing wrong, in quotes, or right. All I know is when we get to look into things and start raising our energy up, we start attracting new folk into our lives. Oftentimes, as we go down this path, we have a renewal of resources. What does that mean? Well, I had my NDE, first NDE, on April 2nd, 2006. And somewhere between April 2nd, 2006, and let's say April 16th of 2006, I lost my engagement and my fiance, which took several years, but made space for Jessica. How does it get any better than this? To come into my life. In other words, as my energy shifted, other people in my life weren't able to come along for the ride. And yet I attracted new people who were vibrating at the level I was at. Not that anybody is at a higher level or lower level. No judgment. But I attracted new people into my life. So that changeover may be taking place in your life, Frida, as well. Go to the angels, go to the guides, be open, do not judge yourself, ask hard questions, but then love yourself up no matter what. Isn't that right, Rue? You've got to love yourself up. Rue, when we met him, I am making light in a fun way, Frida. When we met Rue, he had just lost, I can't even say it. He got his new family. He got an upgraded family. Isn't that a good way to put it, Rue? You got an upgraded family. And I know you still love your family. And that is awesome. And that is good. And I love you so much, Rue. But Frida, there is amazing goodness, greatness, and amazing people waiting for you. Kika, would the School of Mystics help with self-doubt? Tremendously. Self-doubt is interesting. Self-doubt is an argument between your ego and your higher self. Ultimately, self-doubt is an argument between your ego and your higher self. Your higher self knows what it gets to do. The ego is going, I'm not going to be safe anymore. Please don't do that. Let me show you all the reasons you can't do that. And Kika, truth be told, we are living in a world where we have been brainwashed, every single one of us, to have self-doubt. You and I have been brainwashed. Teacher, I know the answer. Michael, are you sure you have the answer? Don't put up your hand unless you're sure. Oh. Is that your final answer? We have been taught, trained, and schooled to doubt ourselves. How will we experience the magnanimous glory and beauty and incredible power that we have if we're living in a state of self-doubt? When I can get you back to the other side of the veil, viewing the world, viewing yourself, viewing life from a higher perspective, the self-doubt, a lot of it, not all of it right away, goes away. There still may be fears. There still may be worries. There still may be concerns. There are times where I'm going, I have no idea if this will really work. But you will listen to the knowings that tug on your heart and help pull you forward. The whole future has not revealed itself to me. It may not reveal itself to you because of the learnings. But once you become a mystic in training or start to vibrate at that higher level, you will know what pulls on your heartstring are right. You knew what they were as a kid. You knew what they were when you were born. It was kind of, in a sense, beaten out of you, beaten out of all of us. And I don't mean physically necessarily, but emotionally and intellectually. We stopped learning how to trust ourselves. We stopped being able to follow the pull on our heart. That is a key element in the School of Mystics, is getting you back there to trust and believe in yourself again. Lots of love, Kika. Alicia, I know this is going to be a brilliant question. How do I know my wish won't hurt someone else in the universe, Michael? Okay. On one level, Alicia, we have been taught that we live in a universe of scarcity, which means if I get mine, you can't have yours. That is it's crazy thinking because we live in a world of energy and there is an unlimited amount of energy. So, with that said, if you wish pure happiness and joy for yourself, you're not going to take it away from anybody else. If you wish the most amazing home in the world, you're not going to take it away from anybody else. If you wish the most amazing gas guzzler in the world, well, can we come up with a higher wish? In other words, if we're truthful with the pull and tug on our heart, it is going to be kind. It is going to be compassionate. The angels want me to come back to the gas guzzler. If you are pulled by the gas guzzler, A, you get the gas guzzler and watch your energy go up. B, after your energy goes up, you won't want the gas guzzler anymore, and you will choose something even higher and even higher and even higher still, but without judgment. The higher self never wishes ill will on anyone or anything, period. I look at the death and destruction going on. I can see it. I'm not oblivious to it. And I can only send love. Now, it doesn't mean I want to do a dance with somebody who's got a gun or something pointed at somebody's head. Oh my God, no. But I realize they're hurting and I can only send love. The more that you treat yourself that way, the more that you honor yourself, the more you begin to honor everyone and everything around you at that same level. Selfishness is the ultimate act of lack of selfishness. Selfishness is the ultimate act of a lack of selfishness. What does he mean? The more that you heal your heart and bring your vibration up, the more that you heal other people's hearts and bring their vibration up as well. And as your vibration goes up, you want more loving and kind and compassionate things, and more loving and kind and compassionate things, and more loving and kind and compassionate things. So you follow that pull on your heart, no matter how humble it may be, no matter how much you go, is this really helping anybody else? And you watch as your energy expands and grows, as your energy heals and expands and grows. You watch your energy heal and expand and grow. As you watch, all of a sudden, you're this beaming sun, glowing sun here on earth. There's a reason I use that term. There's a reason that term gets around a bit. As your light grows brighter, you become a sun here on earth. You choose the highest vibrational outcomes because they make you feel the best you can, and you help everyone else in the universe. What do I mean, everyone? This is all vibration. This is all a giant chorus. As we vibrate together, we raise up the octave of the symphony of humanity and of the universe. Every one of us is playing a musical note. Every single note is attached to a chord. Every single chord is attached to a piece of music, is part of the symphony of the world. And so what you do and what you do follow on the pulls of your heart and the strings of your heart matter, Alicia, and matter hugely. Angie, how can we best attune ourselves in complete darkness? How does one know whether or not to stay somewhere or walk away? A, let's listen to our hearts. B, let's not go it alone. Get in a group of like-minded individuals, whether it's a school of mystics or otherwise, and get yourself with your angels and guides. Learn something like automatic writing. I want to be very, very clear here. Do not go to Ouija boards. Do not go to Make sure when you feel you're in darkness, Angie, make sure that you are praying to the highest level that you can, that you're praying to God or source or universe or your guardian angel. One heck of a place to start. And we have an amazing show tomorrow on guardian angels with Rodley Valentine. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So I want you to call in your angels at this time or pray to the highest level you can and link yourself up there. With that said, I think you know the answer here. Actually, I am quite sure you know the answer here, Angie. It is just being brave enough, and I will call in my angels and guides for help with that. Raina, how to get rid of anxiety and restlessness. So, a part of this, Raina, is learning how to play with all of these energies. And that's why I encourage people tonight to join the School of Mystics so that we learn how to play with these energies. Understand, though, part of this is not just being able to dial back the restlessness and anxiety by plugging into something greater or becoming that mystic. Part of it is being able to recognize this anxiety and restlessness as fuel that's directing us forward. And now, as a mystic, we're starting to learn how to hear what that direction is, or we're diving into our automatic writing and we're starting to hear and learn what that direction is. So, there's anxiety and restlessness that we get to clear and work on. There's anxiety and restlessness that is a fuel carrying us forward. And this is why we get to be discerning. This is why we get to be mystics. There is an anxiety and restlessness in ourselves that's not coming from us. So there's anxiety and restlessness. I'm going to use myself as example. I love you too, Rue. Oh. Maybe I sit over here so you can see him. There's an anxiety and restlessness in me about baby and where we're going to be and what's going to take place and all of this. I recognize it. I breathe into it. I'm able to let it go. Then there's an anxiety and restlessness around baby that says, are there more things that I can do to be prepared? It's actually a fuel coaxing me forward. Okay. Well, maybe I can practice with Jessica what birth is going to be like, or do visualization work, or we're still working to find a great doula. I can do more work there so I can use it as a fuel. All right, that's great. Now, there's this other element of anxiety and restlessness in me. And it's coming from all the fear going on with Ukraine, with Russia. I have a dear, dear friend who is at the head with the UN and with the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, the head of, in a sense, nuclear arms negotiations worldwide. And he's kind of nervous right now. I understand this. Boy, do I understand this. This anxiety and restlessness is a collective fear at this time. What do I do with that? Pump it up with love. Pump up the collective with love. Pump up Putin or Russia or Ukraine or whomever with love. At the end of the day, if we're not sure where to start, fill our hearts with love, ask the angels to fill our hearts with love, and then just send out love. But over time, and that's what it means to become a mystic, you start to get clear where each one of these anxieties and restlessness comes from. Doesn't mean we'll take care of all of it. Some of it is a fuel, some of it is others that we get to use as a fuel for healing the planet. But you're set free from it. Paula, how do you clear chakras? I have a problem with my energy getting past my ribs. Seriously. I wanted to know, with the School of Mystics, are you guaranteed to speak to your loved ones on the other side of the veil? I'm going to learn automatic writing in June, the school. Automatic writing is where I want to go first and foremost to help you connect with your loved ones on the other side of the veil. Over time, everyone who does automatic writing is able to do that. Period, done deal. You will experience that. School of Mystics isn't just about communicating with loved ones on the other side of the veil. That's where I go to automatic writing first. School of Mystics, and there is a 30-day guarantee in the School of Mystics. I want you happy. I want you happy. I want you happy. But in the School of Mystics, you're now living in a sense in that space where your loved ones are. It doesn't just mean that you can learn how to communicate with them, but it means you're experiencing some of that state of love, that state of joy, that state of peace that they are on the other side as well. And then you can bring that energy back here. So if I was to learn something specifically for communicating with my loved ones, I'm going to go to automaticwriting.com and I'm going to learn that. In fact, I've got a live class in 2 weeks on that. So come join us for that, automaticwriting.com. If I want to learn how to live both on that other side and here, which changes everything. Now I want to join the School of Mystics. It changes everything about your existence. As for your chakras, whichever chakra feels stuck to you, the simplest exercise that I have is to put your hand on that chakra and to picture a pinwheel. And the pinwheel is coming up on the right and down on the left, and up on the right and down on the left. And I want you to breathe in and see the pinwheel start to spin faster, and breathe out and see it spin faster still, and breathe in and see it spinning faster, and breathe out and see it spinning faster still. You can go online and you can find the color of the chakra that you're interested in opening up, and see that pinwheel glowing that color brighter and brighter and brighter still, while with every breath you are making the pinwheel spin faster. Do this once a day for a period, a week, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is what I'm being told is what the angels and guides are recommending. And you will have that open up more than you may have ever experienced before. So this is the exercise that I want you to play with. Of course, you'll see me doing this all day long on my chest. What am I doing, Paula? I am opening up my heart chakra. I'm seeing this sucker glowing. And for me, it's a pink, it's a red, it is blasted wide open. And that's why I proudly say I love myself. It took decades to get there. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And I'm blasting my heart chakra wide open. Okay, hold on here. We'll take a few more questions. About 10 minutes from now, we're going to dive into a meditation. How's that sound, Rue? You good? He's good. Tammy, how do you stay? Oh, I can hear Jessica saying, she made this for me. I think there's actually a link down below that you can get these mugs at as well. On one side, it's got a message from Umil QA. Every day, and this is modified for Rue, from Rue. Every day in every way, I get better and better. And that's kind of Rue's personal statement. And then on this side, are you ready to shine? Well, there's the other side there. You know what's interesting is I got hit by that car 4 months ago. It's still hard to hold the mug like this. I've got new titanium parts in the wrist. It's getting there. Still hard to hold up. Surprise. It's getting there, though. How does it get any better than this? Tammy, how do you stay above the ego? I go back and forth and I am aware of it. Tammy, there is, man, I was taught in physiology years ago that we have this calcium pump, these electrons inside of us that fluctuate back and forth, positive, negative, as we engage our muscles. There's also electrons flowing in, well, in the cord that powers our computer. That's going positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. In life, we have ego, non-ego, ego, non-ego, ego, non-ego, as we kind of spiral upwards with greater awareness. This means that for the majority of us, maybe a few ascendant masters here on earth notwithstanding, but the majority of them have challenges still with this too, as we've seen from like fallen gurus. Ego tends to always come back. It just comes back at a higher level. Ego comes back not just on a maybe once a year, once every 10 years. It comes back every day or every hour or every minute, and that's okay. We start to recognize it as a mystic in training. You start to recognize it, which is what you're doing, Tammy, more and more and more. And we get to a place where we love it up like a wounded inner child. It's okay, dear one. It's okay, little ego, rather than feeding it. Goes back to, I don't know if it was a Hopi prophecy. You may have heard the story before of a Hopi child, we'll say. A Hopi child goes to his grandfather, and grandfather looks at him and says, "Do you know you have 2 wolves on your shoulders?" "No, Grandpa, I did not." "You have a good wolf and a bad wolf, and they're fighting." And I'm going to say they're not fighting. They're barking at each other. And the boy goes, "Which one will win, Grandpa?" "Whichever one you feed." This means the ego will always be going, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," as much as we pay it attention. Our job, "I love you. I love you. Rah, 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 rah. I love you. It's okay. Rah, 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 rah. I'm not going to listen to your demands, rah, but I'm still going to love you." Rah. And eventually, ego doesn't always go quiet, but much more of the time it does. So we're not trying to banish the ego or live. It'd be great to live always above the ego. But ego has things to teach us. It's okay, ego. What do you want to share with me? What can I learn? What are wounds of the past that have come back as I'm circling around the mountain at a higher and higher level? What does this mean? Why do I keep doing this? Well, every month in our School of Mystics, we're learning and growing and evolving. Every season, we're learning and growing and evolving. Every time around the sun, we're learning and growing, evolving. What does this mean? It means ego will come back again at a higher level. Your wounds will come back again at a higher level. And then they'll come back at a higher level. And then they'll come back at a higher level, helping to move you forward. In other words, we don't have to judge when ego comes back. We don't have to say, "I'm less than," because ego came back. In fact, love yourself up even more. But just as you're doing, Tammy, recognize it and don't do the dance with it, which I know you're getting better and better and better and better at. A few last questions. Sunshine Teller. Oh, I love it. How do I identify the right target to focus on now instead of spreading myself all over the place, feeling overwhelmed? Thank you. Let's follow the greatest pull on your heart. Ask what that is. So I have book after book after book after book after book inside of me right now. And Spirit wants me to write a book a year. I can do that. It's going to help me write a book a year. I can do that. I also get to start this next show right now. And there's another show that wants to start itself beyond that. What do I do? Well, I don't know about you, Sunshine Teller, but do you get the numbers 4, 5, 6 coming up often, or 1, 2, 3? To me, they mean one step at a time. It is an angelic sequence, meaning one step at a time. So 4, 5, 6, Sunshine. I would take one thing, step forward with that. Then when you get in a good place with that, then step forward into the next one. Don't worry about, is this the right thing? This is about the journey, not the outcome. So hard for us to understand. It's about the journey, not the outcome. So follow the pull of the energy on your heart. Commit to it for a certain period of time. Stick with it. and see where it carries you without jumping off the tracks. Then, if it feels you want to switch to another project, then and only then do so. The sound you are hearing is Sir Meowsers the kitty starting to tear things up, telling me he's hungry. Now, if I take the time to feed him while working with you, I won't be able to work with you. So I'm going to see if I can bring him on camera, say hi, and if he can give me about another 15 minutes with you before he gets fed. Hold on one second. Let me introduce you to Sir Meowsers. Oh, Sir Meowsers, would you like to say hi? Whoa! Come back here, good boy. It's all right, Roo. This is Sir Meowsers. He is our rescue kitty from Maui. And he is so cool. He came and sat in my lap in a meditation on the grass by our dream home in Maui. You did. You came and you sat with me and you kept me company, and then you bit me a little bit, but that was okay. And on the day we were leaving Maui, because he was part of not part of the feral community. He was semi-feral at that point. We asked him, if you want to come with us, and this was years and years later, if you want to come with us and leave Maui, then we need you here by 8 o'clock in the morning to go catch a flight to the mainland. And at like 7:55, he proudly walked across the street right to our car. And so here you are. He stayed by Jessica's side during this pregnancy, during each pregnancy. He is such a blessing. So, Meowsers, can you make it about 15 minutes? I'm just going to do a meditation with people. I'm going to answer one more question. Then we're going to do a meditation. Then I will get you fed. Thank you, Meowsers. Let's put you over here for now. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Let's take one last question here. Oh, Ella Dewey, thank you so much for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Elena. All right. Adele. Ooh, I want to go two more questions. Adele, how do I know if my higher spirit will help me find a partner, and how will I recognize them? Your higher self, your spirit, will always help you find a partner when the time is right. That's the key thing. We say, but I want one now. And I get it. My parents were convinced that I was going to end up like another relative and be single, solo, and lost, probably their words, not mine, for the rest of my life. My job was to connect with my higher self, listen to my higher self, and then when the time was right, Jessica appeared. Now I meddled, which means every night before I went to bed, I said a prayer for my higher self to bring me someone for my highest good and the highest good of all, or something better. I had a list of who and what I wanted. Put it out there to the universe, Adele. Put it out there each and every morning, each and every evening, each and every morning. How will you recognize them? By energy. How does she or he make you feel? And I do not mean hormonally, not the best indicator. When I met Jessica, I was given signs. First off, we're 3 years past break up with the fiance, or just about 3 years. I was told it's time to get out of the woods. It's time to meet people. Then I met a girl who was clearly not the right one for me to be dating. And I kept on doing, it wasn't automatic writing at the time. It was sitting in meditation, deep meditation. What I heard was, we want you to join, we spirit talking, want you to join a meditation center. Join a meditation center and you will find community and you will find that special someone. Do I join this meditation center? That doesn't feel right. Do I join this meditation center? That doesn't feel right. This one. It's kind of Goldilocks. This feels right. And so I started to go to this meditation center. And about a month later, and I was going there, meditating there twice a day in the evening, got my eyes closed because I can still picture it and see it. And I was in the Shambhala Meditation Center, Boulder, Colorado. I'm in meditation and almost an empty meditation hall filled with ornate gold and drums and red. And it was just this amazing Tibetan-like palace that I'm meditating in, but with only a handful of people there, less than that maybe. And Jessica walks in. And I could feel it and I knew it. I didn't have my glasses on. I couldn't see a thing, but I felt it and I knew it, Adele. Put it out there, get in alignment, ask for it, keep doing the work on the inside. And just as the reason I'm teaching the School of Mystics, I want you to become even more acutely aware and attuned to your feeling states. You will feel and recognize them through energy. Lily, I want to play with this last question here. And you will find them, Adele. You will find them, and they will find you too. What about having ties with alien beings in dreams and like from past lives? This is a brilliant question, Lily. All right, here's the dealio. You're an alien, but let's use a different word. Because alien, and we had on Stephen Greer, a leading UFOologist recently, he rightly so said alien is a derogatory term. He corrected me. So I'm not correcting you, Lily, but he said alien is a derogatory term. A better term would be higher dimensional beings or beings from other planets. Okay, I'll buy that. You, Lily, have lived countless lifetimes on other worlds. You are otherworldly. It's just a pit stop here on planet Earth. A pit stop in the blink of an eye of the number of lives that you have lived. So you have lived lives on Earth. You have lived lives on Mars or Venus or planets that we couldn't even say a name of, or that are gas or some other form that we can't even grok with our minds because all we know is this physical universe. You have been there, you have lived there. And when you return home to spirit, to source, to the other side of the veil, those who you experienced lives with there, if they mattered most to you, are still waiting for you. You never cut your ties with your spiritual family, no matter whether you're on Earth, whether you're on Mars, whether you're wherever. You never cut the ties. You simply go solo, perhaps, for a little while to learn certain lessons. Yes, that's Meowsers tearing things up again. I'm going to have to come up with a new strategy so we can get through the meditation. Oh, Meowsers, can you make it about 12 minutes or so? He's saying, oh no, Papa, I cannot. I must tear things up if I am not fed. Understand he has one full food dish in the kitchen, but that is not enough for him. So let us get through this question. I will see if I can throw a dog a bone, so to speak, and we will dive into a meditation. So what about having ties with alien beings? We meet them again on the other side. We can communicate with them now in automatic writing. We can communicate with them and experience lifetime or their lifetime with them in our dreams. And we can certainly reconnect with our loved one from past lives on the other side of the veil as well. Understand, on the other side, what does it mean on the other side? Real briefly, that's this greater energy. This is just a holographic version of ourselves. On the other side, there are no planets. There is no time and space. So literally, you are everywhere at the same time. So it doesn't matter if they were halfway across the universe or in a different universe, in the multiverse. And it doesn't matter if they're in a recent lifetime or an infinitude of lifetimes ago. They are there waiting for us. In a process like automatic writing, you can communicate with them now. You don't have to wait. They are already here because they are infinite like you, and they are everywhere like you on the other side of the veil. So your higher self can communicate with them, and you can literally write from them and hear from them. And Lily, that would be my challenge for you. So, Meowsers, you are appearing very patient. Can you make it until afterwards? Or do you need food right now? All right, everyone, I want you to focus on Rue for a couple seconds, the tail of Rue. And I am going for food for Meowsers, and we're going into a meditation. Hang in there, everyone. I will be right with you. All right, Meowsers, let's do this as fast as we can, good boy. I got you some cans of food today, and here you go. There you go. Can we start with that? Go for it, good boy. There you go. How does it get any better than this? Clean the hands. Coming back. All right. You can stand down the troops, Rue. I am here. Everything is good. We can dive into a meditation. Thank you so much for your love and support here tonight. All right, let's dive into a meditation. With that said, do come join us tomorrow night for Radley Valentine on Your Guardian Angel or Angels. That is a really fun show. If you haven't met Radley before, he has amazing energy, to say the least. And then, of course, come join us for our School of Mystics this Wednesday, and let's help you become the mystic you were meant to be. How does it get any better than this? All right. And yes, I mean you. So let's dive into a meditation. I'm going to take a sip of water here. All right. It's been a good, beautiful evening here tonight. What I'd like you to do is close your eyes, relax into your chair, relax into the couch, relax into wherever you may be. Let me have you do that with me. Breathe in. In. That was the sound of love from Rue. One more time. In. Now I'd like you to take a hand and put it on your heart. You can move the hand in a circle, up on the right, down on the left, up on the right, down on the left, up and down. Should feel kind of silly. I sync with the energy of the angels. Say after me or with me. I sync with the energy of the angels. I sync with the energy of the angels. I sync with the energy of the angels. You can even pat your chest. By now, you might be feeling a little bit more loved, a little bit more supported, a little bit more at peace and at ease. Now imagine this, that we have all come together as a group, past, future, and present, all sitting side by side together, all on our own cushion around a giant purple-violet campfire. And for a minute, we are all hand in hand with each other, feeling at peace, at ease, and watching this beautiful violet blue flame in front of us. And now together, I want us to call in our angels, call in our guides. I call in the guardian angels of each and every one of us. I call in Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, or simply the guiding divine light and energy that surrounds and protects and guides each and every one of us. Please surround us with your light. Please surround us with your love. And please make your warmth and your presence known to us in this moment. Please warm our hearts. Please let us feel your wings. Please let us know definitively that you are here with us. Angels, guides, and light workers, please help open our hearts. Please help us to feel the pull on our hearts. Please help us discover, to know, and to grow our heartstrings. So that we may feel the connection with the other side, with our higher self, with our higher team. Better, stronger, and more clearly than we have ever heard them before. And please help remove the blockages on our heart that keep us from hearing from our higher self, that keep us from hearing from our higher team, and keep us from believing and knowing that that pull and tug on our hearts is real. Now I'd like you to repeat after me. I feel loved. I feel supported. I feel loved. I feel supported. I feel loved. I feel supported. In fact, let me have you repeat that to yourself for the next minute. As you check in, as you feel the angels, as you see what you feel on your heart or about you at this very moment. I feel loved. I feel supported. I feel loved. I feel supported. Perhaps you feel a warmth or see a gentle glow, or simply feel that you are not alone. For you could not be alone. You are not alone. And plugging into this, you may never feel fully alone, ever, ever again. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. And now, lastly, before we let you get some beautiful, beautiful rest surrounded by the angels, I'd like you to open up your inner eyes or your inner eye. That's the sound of love Rue's making again. And I'd like you to look at that violet blue flame in the center of the circle. And I'd like you to take out from your heart whatever fear, whatever wounding, whatever worries are holding you back. And this flame in the center is the flame, the violet blue flame of Saint Germain. It's the flame that can burn away all of your fears, all of your worries, all of your concerns, and help set you free. And I'd like you to pull that out of your heart any better than this. If there are more worries and fears and concerns, feel free to stay in this meditation as long as you would like. You're surrounded by loved ones. You're surrounded by the elders. You're surrounded by pure joy. And you have each and every one of us by your side as well. And simply take them out and give them to the violet blue flame. And then when you're finished, put your hand on your heart. Say, thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. And I merge with the energy of the spring. I merge with the energy of the spring. I merge with the energy of the spring. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So I want to wish you the most beautiful evening ahead, the most beautiful day ahead, the most beautiful week ahead. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you at school on Wednesday. Come join us and become the mystic you were always meant to be. Loving you guys so, 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 so much. And wishing you the most beautiful evening ahead. Again, last thought. If worries, fears, and concerns or remembrances of parts of the world and of particular things going on come to your awareness, send love, send love, send love. That is by far the most important thing you can do. You are a mystic. Your energy matters, and it matters so incredibly much. So send love, and send even more love. Isn't that right, big guy? He's asleep. All right. Love you guys so, so much, and keep on shining bright. Woohoo. Love you guys. Thank you, Aya. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, everyone in the dream team. Thank you, Lauren. How does it get any better than this? Love you guys.